Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to Jason Gooner TV. It is me, Jason Gooner, and tonight we have some football on tap. We're here for a live watch along Concacaf Caribbean Cup. Cavalier must-win game in Jamaica versus Defense Force out of Trinidad. We just saw the World Cup qualifiers take place, Jamaica versus Trinidad. Now we get to see the club version tonight. Cavalier taking on Defense Force, and it's a must-win game for Cavalier people. So we have the lineups for you. So let me get that on the screen for you right away. Remember, we're on YouTube, people. So like, share, and subscribe. That is a must, all right, people? So let me get this on the screen. All right, so this is the lineup for both teams. National Stadium, this one will be. All right, so for Cavalier, we have JD in white in goal. Dara and Leng will play centre back. Then we have Shamar Watson, Massicott, Richters, Christopher Ainsworth, Denzel McKenzie, Dwayne Allen, Michael Forbes, and Jerome McCleary. So more than likely Forbes and Dara, centre back, left back probably Ainsworth, right back McCleary. Midfield will probably be Shamar Watson and Allen. And then Massicott will probably play striker. Richter's off the right. Mackenzie off the left. Ooh, that will be interesting. Maybe Ainsworth will play a little further forward. Gonna be interesting to see how Speed set them up. Now for Trinidad, for Defense Force out of Trinidad, we have Begetti in goal. Isaiah Garcia, know him from national team. Joshua Araujo Wilson, defense. Gonzalez and Keller will join them on the back line. Midfielders will be Kaheem Thomas, Kevin Molino, the captain, Russell Francois, Coriat, and Keaton St. Hilaire. And then up front, it will be Isaiah Leacock. Now, we saw Leacock play against Jamaica in the Unity Cup. And of course, you guys would know Kevin Molino was suspended for that World Cup qualifier game, the captain of Trinidad's national team, also the captain of Defense Force. You see the benches for both teams as well. And Jorsling, head coach of Defense Force, and of course, Rudolph Speed, head coach of Cavalier. But people, this is a must-win game. And why do I say that? Well, let me show you guys the table. Let me show you guys the table. Big up all the people in the building. I said 20 of you in the building from early. Joseph Brown, traveling the world, says he's in Germany. Big up yourself, Joseph. Yeah, man, big up yourself. Safe travels. And respect each and every time, Joseph. Jamrock say, up, Jamrock, what go on? Don't know there, you know. Ball I play tonight, some say, no. Do a little live watch along and make the people them see say we I watch the football, you know. Yeah, so why am I saying I must win, people? Well, this is the evidence right here. So we're about 12 minutes from kickoff. So let me sort out myself because it's on Fox Soccer Plus. Big up Marlon in the building, Champion fan. Sorry, I won't be at this game. Oh man, that's shocking, bro. I know you don't really miss them things. I know it must be something serious I go and make you miss that game. Yeah. Big up same way. Stets in the building. Bless up yourself in a Stets. Bless up Dragons. Yeah, man. I go watch the Cavalier match tonight, man. See what I go on, cause man, them have to win in a brother. That may I tell you, you know. They don't have any choice but to win. Alright, I'm good this one. Alright, cool. So now we should be able to make a step to People like, share, and subscribe. Make sure so we get this up and gunning. Should I just go to? So it's a 9 minutes from coverage. All right, let me go here. So instead, I think it's gonna show a little bit up on this. So we have multiple sources, people, just in case one of them want to move away. All right, so we're good. Now, let's get the standings up, people, because like I said, it's really important, this game tonight. It's Group B. Top two go through to the semifinals. Of course, you know, the top three teams in the competition will go on to the Concacaf Champions Cup. And of course, if you remember last season in the competition, Cavalier got to face Inter Miami over 2 legs. And that was quite a big achievement in terms of attendance for that game to play against Messi. Now, will you always be so lucky to draw Messi in the game? No, probably not. But at the same time, you never know until you're in the competition. So anyway, this is the standings right now after 2 games for most teams. But of course, Defense Force only 1 game played. They got the 1-0 victory over Juventus de Caies. And then Cavalier lost their game to them 2-1. No, not 2-1. What was the score? What was the score in that game? They drew 1-1. Sorry, they drew 1-1. Lost 2-0 to Cibao. So that's how they have gotten to this point now where they're on 1 point. But Defense Force, of course, 1 game, 3 points. They want to continue that perfect record tonight. And that's why I say, people, tonight is a must win for Cavalier. They must get to 4 points after 3 games played and then hope for some help in the other fixtures. But they have to get, I would say, 6 points from their final 2 games if they want to have a chance to make it in the top 2 in this group. So a must-win game tonight for Cavalier. Just a reminder of the lineup right there on screen. Of course, you know they're not going to have everything correct. Allen and McKenzie won't play left and right back. You know, it could be a back 3 with Leng, Dara, and Forbes. That could very well be what it is, you know. Ainsworth and McCleary left and right back, wing back. And then 2 in midfield, Allen, Watson, and then potentially Richters and Massicat as the more forward players with McKenzie as well. So yeah, I think it's gonna be something like that. 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1, maybe something like that for Cavalier. Just based on the personnel. I don't think they're gonna push Dara into midfield. So I think it will be Leng there and Forbes in some kind of back 3. Yeah, bad start to the league. They need this. Campus, what I'm gonna try to do, you know, I'm gonna try to put the game in my Discord. So let me get that going. Glendon, I'm going to throw it in the Discord. Once I start to get the coverage, I'll throw it in the Discord so you can see it. People just go and like the video, share as well. Let people know say the game will come on. It's on, I believe it's on Fox Soccer Plus. If you have that channel, I don't have that channel, so I have to find some other means to watch it. It's on Concacaf YouTube, but it's geo-blocked in the North American region. So because of that, if you want to watch it on YouTube or Concacaf Go, you would have to have some kind of VPN and set it to another region, right? That's how you work around that. All right, so let's get in here. Let's hello. Okay. That's the one. All right, so I'm gonna get the copy. All right, so let me put this in the comment section. All right, so people, that's the link to watch the game. That's the link to watch the game. I'm gonna pin it in the comment section so it's constantly there. Just give me a second. All right, so the message is pinned. So that's the link to the Discord. All right, so we're gonna get that up and going now. Let's see. All right, cool. As soon as we get the coverage, I will get it going in the Discord. It just don't quite come up as yet. Good. So, all right, so people inside the building from early. I'm gonna need no input from the mic. All right, people. So we're good to go. We're good to go. So this is the starting lineup again. Leacock up front. So they have their players set out pretty much right, I believe. I was not the same. Their players play that system, the 4-2-3-1. Molina in the 10, Kaim wide, Leacock up front, yeah. All one not correct at all. Bless up campus. Hope all is well. Glendon, click the link in the comment section. The game will be on in there. We should get some coverage very, very soon. As a matter of fact, here we go. Getting it now. The stadium gonna look a little different from how it looked the other night. All those listening in the Discord, I'm sorry for the no sound. I will do my best to um commentate, you know. Molina could have just stayed at Jamaica. Alright. Yo, let me know if the picture is clear in the Discord. 'Cause it look mad on my screen. It says 720p. It's not terrible. People smash up the like button, you know. Smash up the like button. Not really clear, sir, campus. Yeah, me I wonder. All right, let me try. Let me try a different style. Hold on. Let's try this. This look better. Ooh. Feel look good. Lang and Molino, the captains. Big up Sherman. Wagwan. There I watch some ball, eh? These Cavalier can finally win a game. And if alone, them beat so far this season. Big up David J. Hope all is well with you and your fam. It get any better in the Discord picture? Got well clear for me. Well clear for me. I always found it odd when they place the cameras facing grandstand. Yeah, not used to seeing the games like that. Real talk. But if I remember correctly, usually for the Concacaf games, like the club games, they do it like this. You basically face the bleachers and you walk to the other side of the pitch. And wait, did they put the benches over there too? I saw the refs walk out to the grandstand though. McDonald Tunnel. Yeah, them go over. Yeah, them go over to the bleacher side to put the bench them. And the ref them walk out from the other side. All right, so the starting lineups now. So they do have it as a back three, Leng central, Forbes to the left, there to the right, Allen Watson as the holding midfielders, McCleary and Ainsworth will provide the width, Richters, McKenzie and Massicat as a front three. Expect Richters and McKenzie to have a lot of freedom to go central and drift out wide, try to combine with McCleary and Ainsworth on each flank. So let's see, man. A must-win game for Cavalier. They're going with the 3-4-3. I think it's a lot like Mr. Amarim. So hopefully it's not the same kind of results. Referee tonight from Curacao. Assistants from Damrep. And the fourth official from Suriname. Yet to see the defense force lineup, but we will see it. Glendon saying just find it. All right, big up Glendon. It's on ESPN in Jamaica, says Glendon. All right, so if you're in Jamaica, people, it's on ESPN. As I say, if you can't find it anywhere on a television, the Discord link is there as well. Behind closed doors match, place empty. No, it's not a behind closed doors match. But yeah, Speed can scout Molino before Jamaica got Trinidad. Yeah, for real. Bless up, Oran. So Thomas, Leacock, St. Hilaire up front, Molino, Corriat, Keller in midfield, and then Isaiah Garcia, Araja Wilson, wing back Francois and Gonzalez at the centre backs, Bigot in goal. So 4-2-3-1 system that they're going with. Kaheem Thomas, exciting player, should be playing off the left tonight. St. Hilaire as well has some talent on the right, so some tricky players to deal with tonight. All right, so it's going to be an interesting one. On FS1, hold on, the match is on FS1? That's what you're telling me? Yeah, if the match is on, I didn't see it listed on FS1. I'd be watching it on FS1 if that was the case. I think of FS1, bro. I tell me foolish, so I tell me say. All right, so we're about to get kickoff in the behind closed doors fixture. Looks like about 25 fans in the grandstand. It's confusing. So Cavalier kicking towards Nannyville. Defense force. Think about it for a second because the angle is opposite from when Jamaica play. The camera angle. All right, Fabi Frana, tell me foolish, you know, man. Watch out. FS1, wait there. FS1. Baseball. I don't want to show car. A Fox Soccer Plus, man. Long ball, easily handled by Bigot. Look like it could have been a mix-up, but dealt with. Into midfield now, Correa pushing forward. 1-2 with Thomas. Inside the Leacock, good flick to Thomas now. Plays it into Molina now. She's slick football. Molina tried to play a through pass, but Ainsworth was wary of it. Richters tries to bring it down, but a loose touch. Molino flicks it on well here. St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire over to Molino. Molino beats one. Cuts it back into midfield now. Molino looks in the mood. Good ball. Good ball from Leacock, and they're in down the right-hand side. They're clean into the box. Cut inside. And a save, but that could not be saved. Kaheem Thomas. And that's so easy for defense force. And Cavalier do not know what hit them. And they just dug out the whole of the wing with their celebration. But Jadine White, I thought he made an excellent save. And Speed is hands out to the players, wondering what's going on. Forbes lost his footing, made it easier. And then that was cut inside and not enough conviction from McCleary there. He needs to be stronger in the challenge. And Kaheem Thomas just wanted it more. And that could go down as our own goal because it's almost as if he saved it and then his foot kicks it into the goal. So he did make the save and then his trailing leg kicks the ball back into the goal. So if they're very harsh on Kaheem Thomas, it will be our own goal. But 1-0 already to defense force, literally the first time they attack. So 1-0 defense force, people. As I said, it's a must-win game for Cavalier, and it's not looking so good. It's probably going to be more like a 5-4-1. So I think they'll probably leave one of the players up and ask Mackenzie and Richters to drop. So maybe Massicat will stay up. Wow, so 1-0 already, people. Kaheem Thomas, second minute. Cavalier on the ball, trying to answer quickly. Here's Ainsworth, plays it upfield now to, I think this is Richters. So Richters looks to be the one playing a little more on the left-hand side, trying to combine with Ainsworth, and that means Mackenzie will be more on that right-hand side, combining with McCleary. Jorsling, the coach of Trinidad of defense force out of Trinidad. He will be very pleased with his team start. You could see the crisp and the sharp movement and passing of his team in those first couple exchanges, and they made that tell with a nice move down the right. For the second time tonight, Leacock has played a smart little flick around the corner to an unrushing midfielder, and that time it was to his wing back or full back, and he made the most of his space. Good flick into the box from Ainsworth, but just too much on that one. Trying to find, I think it was Massicat to get on the end of that one. Biget was alert. Biget goes along. And it could be in here, St. Hilaire. That's a good punt from Biget. And Forbes a bit clumsy there. St. Hilaire looks at the assistant wondering why is that not a foul, but he gets a corner out of it. Forbes got the wrong side of the player there after the first touch, and he was always stretching, doesn't get anywhere close to the ball. Jeez, I don't know how the ref don't call a foul there, but it's going to be a corner too. Going to be a corner to defense force. So Gonzalez whips it in, punched away by White at the back post, and it's going to be another corner on the opposite side. Now I think Molina will swing this one in. Looks like he just wants to play short. He does. Whipped into the box, but cleared by Watson. And Massicat trying to hold the ball up. Good turn. Trying to get away from the defender. Good pressing, but good hold up and good double teaming. But now that should be a handball, shouldn't it? No? And it's still, we play on. Now it breaks to defense force. Here is defense force on the attack. Leacock goes wide. Poor pass there. Finds Forbes. Forbes loses footing, but finds Ainsworth. Tries a flick around the corner there. It wasn't really the time for that play. And Biget plays it short. Into midfield now. Good flick by Molino. Correa beats one in midfield. And that's too much on that through pass there. Coach puts his hands up. Wanted a little bit more composure there. Going for that defense splitting pass when maybe finding the player's feet might have made more sense. Cavalier tried to build now. They go all the way back to Jadine White. So you can see the clear back three. Leng central, Forbes on the left, Dara on the right. Watson drops into the pocket, plays it to Dara now, opens up to the right-hand side. McCleary hugging the touchline. Good run into space by Mackenzie. Mackenzie, can he keep up with this one? He can. Cuts it back, a poor clearance, falls to Massicat. Can he whip it in? And it's blocked out for a corner kick. So that was decent play from Cavalier there. You saw the back three form. They pressed with two. Watson did the right thing, found the pocket of space, and they played out of that. Wouldn't even say it was a high press, but just that medium pressure. And they got it wide, circulated it, and that is the advantage of that Amorim type of system. When that wing back receives the ball, there's a lot of space in that wing channel for players to run into. Typically, it's going to be that right-sided number 10, and that's flicked in. Ooh. And that could have been a goal. I think Biget was at 6s and 7s there. He thought he could get to that ball. It was well whipped in by Ainsworth. You know he has a good delivery. And I think Leng will look back at that one and say he should have done better. That's a good ball into the box. Leng got up early. Looked to have flicked off the defender. But let's see it again. Maybe not. Maybe he just couldn't get his bearings right. And you can see from his reaction that he knows he should have done better there. Poor from defense force. Here's McCleary down the right-hand side, looking for a pass. And that's cut out there by the defender. Played up the line now to Thomas. Thomas, good step from Leng. Leng wins the second one as well, but that one's too far, and that will be shielded out for a throw to defense force. Araujo Wilson, number 4, will take the throw. Smash the like button, people. We have the game on in the Discord, about 39 of you. Concacaf YouTube with a change, yep. Yeah, man, Fox Soccer Plus. Yes, thank you. Thank you for answering. I don't know what McCleary was doing. Needed to be way more forceful there. Cavalier doesn't just need to win, but by a few goals as well. That would be nice, Champion fan, but first things first, I'm off to score a goal and don't make the other team score. I mean, they have to win. They can't worry about that. I don't think they're, more than one goal better than this defense force team, to be honest. So they just need to worry about winning the game. Now, Weymouth Wales looked good in the Shield. Maybe they can try to get some goals from them, but I just don't see this Cavalier team being a lot better than anybody right now. This is played back to Biget. Looked a bit nervous, but clears it. Falls in midfield to Allen. Allen loses his footing, still works out. Ainsworth flicked over the top. Massacard flicked again. Can he get to the second ball? That's good defending there from, didn't see which player that was. Now it's into midfield. Here's Leacock. Leacock over the top. That's a good looking pass. Here's Kaheem Thomas. He has the speed, being chased by 2. Cuts back on his right foot, looking for support. Leacock doesn't get it cleanly. Drops back into midfield, and that's a poor shot that time. That was Keller there. Took the effort after Leacock shot was blocked. Didn't get the purchase on it that he would have wanted, but Leacock proving to be a nuisance so far with the flicks and the dropping into midfield. Good turn into space. That's a brick. Ooh. If Ainsworth could have read the bounce a little better there, I think Biget would have been in no man's land. I think Biget comes off the worst in this collision. Don't think there was any intent there from Ainsworth, just trying to read the flight of the ball. And sometimes when you're playing football and you both want the same object, those are going to happen from time to time. So we pause for the goalkeeper Biget to get some treatment, and let's try to figure out what's going on in this game. So I think we're about 12 minutes in right now, and I think Cavalier didn't really come to the party. Defense force must have had a thought that maybe they'll start off a little slow, being a little tense, knowing that they have to win. So let's try to hit them with a sucker punch. And you could see the intent. The first couple times they touched the ball, how quickly they were moving it. I guess they saw something in the film or the footage to suggest that Cavalier will take a little time to settle into the game. And they took full advantage. Just seemed to be a team that was up for the start of the match and one that really was still asleep. This one's thrown back to Forbes. Misjudges it, but has time to go all the way back to White. He will go to the other side now to Dara. Dara looking upfield. Gonna pump it long. No, he goes back to the goalkeeper. Len drops deep now. Collects with time. Defense force happy to let the Cavalier defenders pass amongst themselves. Just want to make sure they're screening the areas of the pitch to block that entry. Looks like the tactic is to force them to go direct. Cavalier showing a little bit of patience here though. Good pass by Mackenzie. 1-2 opens up play. He's down the left-hand side. That one is clipped off his left foot. Slides over the top. Cavalier showing decent patience there. A couple of times the defenders were tempted to go direct to the front line, but good job by Mackenzie dropping off, and it looks like the coach has made a tactical tweak. It looks like they are going with 2 up front, Jean-Pierre fan, with Mackenzie operating just behind them as a number 10. That's the tactical tweak I see from Speed so far. And that's good play in midfield from Keller. Keller flips it out wide to Kaim. Kaim on his chest, through the legs of 3. Oh, and that's a crucial touch from Ainsworth there. Or Saint Hilaire would get his shot off. Molino just gliding in that midfield. Can see the experience that he has there, just thinking nobody can get this ball off of me. Leacock into the box. Only one to aim at. Cleared by McCleary. Molino again in midfield, playing at his own pace. Nobody can touch that football. Flips it into midfield. Here's Araujo. Araujo now goes to Kaim. Kaim Thomas drops it back to Garcia. Garcia back into midfield. Here's Keller. Keller goes wide. Araujo. Actually, that's Thomas. Thomas goes all the way back now into midfield. Now here's Garcia. Garcia inverting into middle, over the top, and that's a little too much on it. But Kaim Thomas was free there if he could have got his bearings right on the pass. Defense force looking very comfortable on the football. Over the top, Biget easily deals with that one. Roll out to Araujo, the left back, goes into midfield. Again, Leacock with a brilliant flick out wide. It's kept in by Thomas, and then Araujo with a poor first touch. Thrown into, who's that? Shamar Watson. There goes all the way back to Forbes. Allen now comes back to receive in his own half. Directing traffic, goes wide. There, thought about going to the keeper, but switches the play now to Forbes. Forbes on his left foot. Pings a pass into Ainsworth, controlled under his foot. Gets it back. Flips it over the top to Forbes, and that's way too much on that one. And that will go for a goal kick to defense force. That one flicks off Forbes for a throw in to defense force in front of their bench. Molino again finding the pass. Still on the ball, Molino. And Molino is overdoing it that time. He's determined to show them that he can just beat people walking. For pressures, goes to Garcia now. Here's Molino. Good 1-2. Garcia again. Leacock. And that one was a bit wayward. Second ball collected by defense force here. Saint Hilaire. Good step that time from Allen, preventing the 1-2. Cavalier trying to go 1v3 with a direct pass. That's good hustling from Richters. Richters flicks it in. 1-2 tried, but cleared by the defense force. Good first touch out of the air from Molino. Getting possession back for defense force. This one's played direct into Leacock. Almost able to get on the end of that one. There are swivels and clears, and that will stay in. Here's McCleary being pressed. And that is poked away by Thomas for a throw to Cavalier. Taken short. Dera. Allen goes wide to Forbes. Forbes into midfield. Mackenzie under pressure. Good take. 1-2 again. Mackenzie down the left, being chased by Keller. Tries to cross. Good block from Keller, and it's eventually won back by Ainsworth here on the wing. Ainsworth into the box. That's a good looking ball, you know, and that's good defending in the end from Araujo and picked up by Biget. It's a good early cross from Ainsworth there, but well defended in the end. Lots of space in the midfield for Keller to collect here as defense force go wide now to Thomas. One man in front of him. He decides to just keep possession. Now he goes on a run into the middle, tries the reverse pass. It does eventually get to the player. Correa drops it back to Araujo. Araujo into Keller. Keller back. Now it goes to Araujo again. Defense forcing another multiple pass move. And now they're free down the left. Here's Kaheem Thomas. Slows down the pace. Looks to cross, but it's blocked. McCleary goes back to Watson, back to McCleary, back to Watson. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down the wing now to Mackenzie. Mackenzie still on the ball. Player ran offside, and I think he's going to be offside here when he collects it, and he is. And Mackenzie either needed to not pass it anymore or pass it earlier. Massicat did have a flat back line, tried to get in behind, and Mackenzie decided to take a few more touches. And when he decided to release it, Massicat had not gotten back on side yet. So that goal in the second minute, still the difference here. Kaheem Thomas, cross from Trinidad International, Isaiah Garcia. Thomas as well has gotten some caps for Trinidad. What a ball into Massicat. Can he finish? He can. He can. And the whole defense force backline wants a handball. But that was a great take by Massicat. I need to see the replay again to see who played the pass. I want to say it was Allen playing that slide rule pass. And the timing and execution was great there. But you could see the defense force players putting their hands up for some kind of infringement. And it was, as I suspected, Allen. That's the one I would think would play a pass like that. And that was a good pass. It was actually defended by the player, couldn't get it under control. A bit of luck there to bounce off Massicat, but you make your own luck, and then he toe pokes it home before the keeper can set it to get the save. So Daryl Massicat on the score sheet for Cavalier, it is 1-1. Let's update the score so people them know. So hopefully that gives Cavalier a little bit of confidence. Good goal as well. Nitro, big up yourself. Big up assembled. It's a morning over your side now. Jaja. Dennis Allen, if you're in Trinidad, them say it's on ESPN in the Caribbean, you know. But if you try watch it on YouTube, Concacaf, it's gonna block it out. Corner to Cavalier now, people. Football is a weird one, you know, man. Look like Cavalier wasn't going to do anything in this game for the first 20 minutes. Them get a goal. Now they're down here. Forbes looks like he had to come off the field at the worst possible time when they have a corner kick to go score. So that's 6'5" coming off the field. Here is Mackenzie. A low one into the box. Maybe that was smart. And the flick was tried by Allen, I think. No, Massicat again. And it didn't come off this time for him, but that's what happens when you score a goal. You get a newfound confidence. So the Antiguan on the score sheet looks to be a live wire. Good burst of pace, as you saw on the goal there. So Jadine White is down. It must be time for some tactics to be discussed by the coach. So how many times is that, people? Let's count them. I think it was that Jadine White's second one for the day. The goal scorer is Adati. What that mean, Nitro? That mean he's from Antigua. Yeah, man, big up Allen. Them saying the Caribbean is ESPN. And if in USA is Fox Soccer Plus. And that's played out by Defense Force. So a goal really can change a game. Defense Force, I don't think, had one wayward pass in the first 20 minutes. All of a sudden, them can't put together two passes. Jadine White decides to go direct. Massicat jumps, can't win that one. Good flick by Mackenzie. Watson over to Allen. Allen directing traffic again. Here's Forbes. Just waiting to get into trouble, but he goes back to Allen. Allen will go back to White. White goes back to the general. They don't like the best players in Jamaica. Not a soul ever talks about this Allen guy. One of my favorite players for Cavalier. That's a good ball cut out by Ainsworth. In midfield now, Cavalier putting the passes together. Here's Watson. Watson over the top. That's probably going to be too much for McCleary. Did he save that? He did, you know. Still in play. Mackenzie with a good drive towards the keeper. He spilled it, but there was no Cavalier player close enough. Not bad. That's what the comment said. Those islands are like dots on the map. Hence the name Dotty. Thank you, Nitro, for explaining that to me. No, not half time yet, Berta. It's what, 30 minutes, basically? Big up Eras in the building. Hope all is well, my brother. Yeah, man, big up Eras. And listen to Eras when he talks. He talks a lot of sense. You know, Speed always said Muscat have more potential than Calvin. That's interesting. That's interesting. Him look like him have a little more strength than Calvin, but Calvin looked to have a little more skill than him. But to be fair to him, I haven't really seen him get on the ball that much. Ainsworth beaten there on the flank, but Allen saves the day again, puts it out for a con. So on this right side, the in-swinger should be Araujo, the left back. The first one was punched away by White, but he didn't look that convincing. So Araujo is over here now to take this corner. In-swinger. Smash the like button, people. Go. Ooh. Corner. Corner again. Yeah, man, Allen underrated, man. Believe me. So I play on the like, man. Every time I watch him play. When I'm in play, I'm always putting one of the better performances. Araujo into the box, punch this time more convincingly by White. The second ball cleared as well. Flip back in towards the box. Ainsworth, that's a good pass. Down the line, here's Mackenzie. Plays it central. Ainsworth flips it over the top to Mackenzie. Good covering challenge from Keller there. Actually, that's not Keller. Early throw to Massicat. And that's good covering that time. I think that was the midfielder, Keller, that time back. Here's the first one, flicked on, and a good block. I think it was Ainsworth with the block. And that's going to be a yellow card for sure. And I think that was Richter's there. A real striker's challenge. Or attacker's challenge, I should say. Reckless and late. Molino was striking through the midfield. Striding to the midfield. And that's a nasty one. It was borderline. It was side on enough to not be a red. But it was a forceful one. Cleared away by Dera in midfield. Tried the one-touch pass, but it's wayward. Richter's controls. Good ball into Richter's, back to Ainsworth. Now Ainsworth down the line. That's a good ball to Mackenzie. Mackenzie, one to beat, does so. Can he find Massicat in the box? Still on the ball, Mackenzie. Oh. And in the end, his cross was blocked, but he's proving a handful, especially when he finds the space off the left or the right. Usually starts from central and then bursts into that space. It's working out real well for Cavalier. Here's Ainsworth into the box. Header! And I think that was Massicat again. Yes, that was Massicat. So he's getting on the end of a lot of these. And that's what you want out of a striker, to be a presence in the box. And Massicat is doing that in the last 10 minutes or so. So signs of life from Cavalier. Defense force running to the midfield. Now played wide to Thomas, and that's too much on that one. It's going to be a throw too. It looks like St. Hilaire has actually switched wings. So Thomas has come out to the right. St. Hilaire has gone over to the left. Forbes goes back to White. There now plays it back to White. He goes all the way to the left side to Forbes. Forbes goes back to Lang. Lang on the ball. Decides to go directly to the middle, just over Mackenzie. Allen. And that's well played by Mackenzie. Here's Massicat. Does well to hold up the ball. Goes wide. Down the line now. The space is open. Who is that? Is that Ainsworth flipping wings? No, that's Richter's that time. And that's a blocked cross, and it's going to be a corner. It's going to be a corner. Gonzalez got his foot to that one. Into the box. Araujo gets the header. Not cleared all the way. Flip back in. Lang. It's loose in the box. Nobody could get a shot off. Here is Massicat now on the left. Has one to beat. Looking for help. Tries to find Mackenzie. And it's cut out by defense force. Back to White. White, don't do no foolishness. White goes wide to Forbes. Forbes into midfield now to Richter's. Richter's taking too long on the ball here, but still on it. Decides to lay it off to Allen now. And Allen will lay it off now to White. White goes long down the right-hand side. Won by Araujo. Good pressure in midfield, and then no foul. Falls to Ainsworth. Ainsworth saw Massicat on the far side, but couldn't direct the pass properly. Goal kick to defense force. Biget will take it short. Acres of space in midfield. Played wide now to Thomas. Thomas. Leacock in the box. And that's well defended by Leng somehow. Coach not happy with the delivery there. I don't know what part of his body he even used there. His thigh? Or did he block that? So Raho again will go from his left back position over to the right wing to take this corner. 34 minutes, 33 seconds on the clock. 1-1 in the National Stadium here. In swinger whipped in. Can't avoid the first man. Right back to Raho again. He'll whip it back to the back post this time. And that's flicked on for another corner on the opposite wing. McCleary could only flip it out of play. And Molino will take this one from this side. Kaim Thomas comes short. And Molino will... He's trying to decide whether he wants to play short or not. He does in the end. Thomas now with a better angle to the back stick. He's free. Forbes took that one off the face. It's going to be another corner to defense force from the right side again. So that one was headed out by Cavalier for a throw. Logan, big up yourself, you know. Hope all is well. Yes, Georgetta. Antigua in the house. Are you from Antigua, Georgetta? Let me know. Very much so, a must-win game. Yeah, man, community, you know, go on do the right thing, you know. Smash up the likes, you know. I think we're 7 away from 50. So get us to the 50 before halftime, people. Ira say he just got back from Nassau. Shout out to the Bahamas. Korea can't understand how he couldn't execute that finish. Jadine White, I think this is the third time in the first half, is it? And here's the goal again. Garcia just acres of space down that flank. And Kaheem Thomas just wanted it more. Tries to slide it. No one told him about the stadium pitch. And Cavalier was shell-shocked there. And then Allen wins it in midfield. Really a mistake in defense. Gives the ball to Massicat, but he had more to do. And he was able to do it. By my count, Jadine White is down up to 3 times now down in the first half. They're playing in Kingston National Stadium, Jamaica. and there's about 25 people there. A bit sad. Into the box. Ainsworth had to get there first. And in the end, the ref calls a foul on St. Hilaire because Ainsworth in the end did get there first. No, all right. 25 is an exaggeration, Eros, but isn't a couple hundred, if that, there's barely anybody there. Better pressure on the ball from Cavalier in the last 15 minutes or so. And that could be problems for Richter's, you know. He's on a yellow card. And I think the ref is telling him you need to calm down. You only got like one more of those. I think defense force coach is also wondering why so lenient. But it looks like he flicked the ball away. Leacock leaves him for dead. And Leacock really thought he was Adriano. Holds his hands up to his teammates because I think he knows that might not have been the best option. But Leacock shoot the ball because Jadine White, you never know. Must have read my scouting report. Big up Ian Bailey. Yeah, man. Yeah, feels like 25, exactly. No, they don't have a good fan base. They don't have a fan base. So big up to Ian Bailey shouting out from Antigua. Shatarata, Daryl Massicat. All right, big up to Ian Bailey. And people always say, like, you know, I always say in the Premier League, they need to, oh, this is a problem. Here's Massicat again, goes by, and good recovery from Garcia. Without that recovery, Massicat would have been in again. St. Hilaire does well to keep that in. So why is that their ball? No most Cavalier ball. Oh, and point the wrong way. Forbes, why you play that pass there, while? They're really struggling to stop Leacock from doing what he wants to do. He's using his body extremely well, shielding the ball. You know, he uses one foot pretty much the whole time, but it still can't stop him from getting to that left foot. Very crafty. Boy, Richter, stop, jump and stick out your leg now, brother. Good step again by Watson. Good. Oh, Watson play a better. Oh, well done. Poor from defense force here. But in the end, they finally clear it. Allen flicked over the top and now cleared again. Forbes jump. Time the jump, no man. The 6'5" I am make man a jump and a beat into the ball. Sure. Boy, Francois shaky around there, you know, man. He might make the mistake, you know. Switch it, no then. Big Ed controls that one. looking to throw it long to Saint Hilaire, and that's thrown right out of play. Richter's. That's a handball, referee. Come on, man. Man block the ball with him hand. At the same, just see Lloyd Kelly do that for Juve and then get the penalty. And I know the play may attack. Correa to that poor ball. Ainsworth. I mean, it's crazy how much poorer defense force passing the ball all of a sudden. For 20 minutes, they were prime Barca. Michael Forbes cut out there. Well done by Watson winning the second ball, but it will fall to Araujo. Switches the play. Saint Hilaire can't keep it in play. The coach is very upset. Oh, that would have been harsh still. But some calls are harsh. And now Molino. Good tackle from behind there by Richter's, just getting a toe on it. Here's Forbes. No, left foot. Just takes out speed with the ball. Leacock again. Just telling Leng to stay behind him. Can't get in front of me. Francois. I think he's the one they should pressure. That's well played. Gonzalez out to Araujo. Araujo runs into trouble, and Watson does poor. Played behind Thomas that time. Loses his footing trying to change direction, and Cavalier will possess with White. White goes long. And that's cleared by Araujo for a throw to Cavalier. They're on the ball. Good ball into midfield. Leng steps up. Good ball into space by Leng. He's free in the box. Oh my gosh. Who was that? Ainsworth. What? Why you try a backheel flick business, brother? We just try. And McCleary was offside. Did well to get the cross in, and he tries a flick with his weaker right foot. When have you ever done that, Ainsworth, with your right foot? When? Halftime. What a glorious opportunity right at halftime, man. After they missed the offside. Sure. Very clinical eras. I mean, but once it got to like the 82nd minute, 81st, 83rd minute, I was like, bro, this is just inevitable what's about to happen. Everybody in the world knows it. Like, it's literally going to be a goal from somewhere in the 90-something minute. And that's exactly what happened. They were riding their luck, though, at that point. It was like 2 straight free headers. They should have scored. A couple of good team build-up plays that they never finish off. So yeah, Liverpool should have scored like long before that. But I mean, credit to Atletico, they made the game a good game, you know, because it looked like it was gonna get out of hand early. But I don't know, something happened maybe around 20-25 minutes in the first half. And Atletico Madrid started to play much better. Like combine the movement. You know, they were knocking it, stringing passes together, you know. Yeah, people. So it's halftime. I don't know if I'll get much on here in the way of statistics. Okay, not bad. So let's see. You guys see what I'm seeing? All right, cool. So it's 50-50 possession. That's interesting. 7 corners to defense force, 4 to Cavalier. 1 yellow card to Richter's. And they have the shots on target 2-1 in favor of Cavalier. And total shots 6 Cavalier, 4 to defense force. So yeah, not getting the full on stats like normal, but we'll give thanks for that. Let me see if these people have anything. No. Game notes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Doo-doo, doo-doo. I don't need all of these, you know. People, make sure you guys are still smashing the like button. It's very, very important and crucial that you do so. It's the best way to help the channel out. Yes, people. So it's 1-1, game poised after the first half. I would say my breakdown of that half. It was almost a case of 2 halves. Like first half of the first half was all defense force. Second half of the second half, I wouldn't say it was all Cavalier, but Cavalier was a slightly better team in that last part of the first half. I think they came to grips with how defense force was playing, and they got a lot better pressure on the ball, and defense force started to make some more unforced errors than they were in the early part of the game. Some forced, some unforced, and yeah, I think Cavalier grew into it, and they were finding decent amount of space in the final third on the flanks, especially once they got the ball to their wing back, either McCleary or Ainsworth. That space beyond them was always free. And whether it was, Richter's, Mackenzie, even Massicat running into those spaces, yeah, they were trying to exploit those spaces and doing a decent job of it as well. That last play was good evidence of that, even though I think McCleary was offside. It wasn't called and he got the crossing. Would have loved to have seen Ainsworth keep his composure a bit more. Yeah, so I don't know why he went for that flick. He should have tried to maybe even open his body up and use his left foot, or just try to contact it with his right foot more cleanly, as opposed to going for the flick. Yeah, man. Anytime, Bailey. Anytime. Very clinical. Bless up, Martin. What go on? They are watch some football, Caribbean Cup, try to see what go on. Yeah, Cavs is struggling. They ended the half better, so that should give them a little bit of confidence, but they still need. I still need to see more. I think Allen need to get the ball more. The more them can get Allen involved, I think it will open up things. 4 goals already in injury time this season, Liverpool. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm saying slot time now. Or time slot, I should say. Why such a big drop off with Cavs? How many players leave Cavs? Well, how many players leave Cavalier? Let's see. Players. So where is it? No, there's a place where you can see. Okay, here we go. Departures. So they lost John I. Morgan, Jaheim Fraser on loan, Kylie Overy went to Columbus Crew 2, Matty Ellis gone on loan, Dwayne Atkinson, Rhode Island in the USL, J. Lloyd Smith gone to Arnett, Jamara Calvin and Richard King gone to St. Marion, Justin Dunn ended his loan, he's gone, Ronaldo Barrett transferred overseas to Portugal, Orlando Russell went to Portmore, Matthew Ellis went on a free to, what's that? Veer? But that's not Malign's logo. Anyway, it's Emma Lines and then Cohen Thompson as well. But The main ones that would have been gone that would have helped this team: Barrett, King, Calvin, Atkinson, Overy. I would say those five are the big ones, you know. And they haven't really brought in anybody. They did bring in Dara from Suriname. They did bring in, I shouldn't say they haven't brought in anybody, sorry. They brought in Dara from Suriname. They brought in Michael Forbes and Denzel McKenzie from there, or Phoenix, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that is it. That is a part of the reason why they look like how they look this season, my friend. They lose quite a few important players. I think like forget what the number was, but they lost I'd say about 60 to well, about 70% of their goals. We're talking about Calvin, um, King, and Dwayne Atkinson, goals and assists. Yeah, man, 3.99 for like the video. It's not just how many players, but a huge chunk of their core players. Yep, the core, the most important player. Then. Welcome in everyone. If you haven't already, hit the likes and subscribe to the channel. Really helps the channel to grow. True words, Heroes. Check, check, check. Big up yourself, Richie. Yeah, man, every time, brother. Big up yourself, man. Hope all is well with the fam. Hope all is well. All right, people, listen. I'll be right back. Do have to go sort out something. I'll be right back. We not gone nowhere. I'll be right back. Yo, 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 yo. Sorry about that, people. Sorry about that. It's a long time since Barrett gone, but matters not at all. Speed of a factory of ballers. Well, at that what him name leader was telling everybody, but I don't know. I don't see the factory that they was talking about. Second half underway, people. 2 minutes in. Wide to Forbes. Forbes loose pass into midfield. Here's Molino. Good ball into space. Forbes showing his athleticism. Running back, tracking that one, but White collects. Bowls it out now to Dera. Dera on this right-hand side in space. Goes over the top. Looking for Massicat. Cut out by Araujo. And that one is a high boot by Coriat. Catching Watson in the head. And Coriat escapes the book. Ooh, that's a tough one there, but a good free kick opportunity here for Cavalier. Good angle for the left foot in swinger. All it needs is just a glance. One of the most difficult plays for a goalkeeper, that in swinging cross from these angles with a bunch of players running across him. Ainsworth has the quality here to put a good one in the box. A lot of good targets here. Leng, Forbes, Massicat looks a threat in the air as well. Not the tallest, but good athlete. But Forbes and Leng, I'm sure, are the main targets. But no, it's played central. Mackenzie, and he went for the curler. And that one is over the bar. So bit of a different look from Cavalier there, trying to catch them sleeping, and almost again, Francois looks a bit mistake prone back there, but Keller works it out with Garcia. Garcia now finds Gonzalez. He goes wide to Araujo. Araujo in plenty of space into Cavalier's half now, into midfield to Coriat. Coriat, Molino. Molino being pressured, turns away from pressure, beats Forbes and goes down, but the referee doesn't say a foul. Molino, to be fair, did not really complain. Massicat can't play that one in the air. It's cleared up the field. Flicked on to Molino. Molino is already flagged offside. And I don't know if he put it away or not. So Leacock did get the flick, but he was offside. Down the wing now, flipped into the box. Will that stay in play? It will. Here is Mackenzie on his left foot. Goes back to Watson. Watson. Richter's back to Forbes. Forbes thinking of a shot. Goes for one, and that hits a defender or his own player and goes out for a goal kick. So it didn't hit anybody, just swerved out of play. And it was an attempt at a dive. Molina not touched by Forbes there. Ref wasn't buying what he was selling. Good turn by McCleary. Flipped inside to Richter's. Richter's. Ooh, tried the reverse pass, but it was blocked. Ainsworth into Mackenzie. Mackenzie back to Forbes. Forbes. Mackenzie goes back for it on his feet. Goes over the top. Not a bad ball, you know. And Francois eventually deals with it. Biget helps him out. And Biget clears high into the air. Dera underneath it. Taken down well by Richter's. Wide to McCleary. Richter's into space. Here is Richter's on the right-hand side. One to beat. Goes down the byline. Flipped into the right foot. Cleared by Gonzalez. And then the second clearance picked up by Dera. Handball by Molino, not called. Dera does well to keep possession. Here's Richter's on the ball, getting pressed. Wriggles out of pressure. Does well on his left foot. Dancing on the ball. Plays inside to Allen. Allen gets it stolen off his foot. Here's Molino. Molino Leng doesn't want to get into a foot race, I don't think, with Molino. And what a challenge by Leng in the end. Here come Cavalier again on the ball. This is Dera trying to go long. And that's cut out by Gonzalez. Back to Biget. Flips it over to Francois. Francois in space. Good pressing here. I don't know who that was, but that was brilliant pressing there. And that's over the top, looking for Ainsworth. Ainsworth on the ball. Garcia pushes him out wide. And Ainsworth has to go back to Forbes. Actually, this is Mackenzie. Mackenzie into the midfield. This is Leng. And they had the player wider. Too much on that ball to McCleary. And it's going to be a throw to defense force. But good intent shown by Cavalier here. I've definitely raised the intensity. Araujo will throw it in. Coriat back to Araujo, back to Coriat. Coriat on the ball. Tries to spray a diagonal ball, but it's cut out easily by Forbes. And that's a poor pass from Forbes into the midfield. And it looks like a bit of a system change by Cavalier as well. Unless it's just in this phase of play, but it looks like it's a more traditional back four now. Or maybe not. Let me see some more of the play. No, maybe not. Looks like Ainsworth had just dropped back to cover some space at the time. Still the same shape. Extra man out wide is Kaheem Thomas. Kaheem Thomas towards the box. Cuts inside. McCleary can't stop him. Fires a shot away, and Leng with his head puts that one around the post. White was on his heels. I'm not sure if he would have reacted to that shot. Looks like Coach Jorsling is looking to his bench. Wanted to get some fresh legs out there. To be fair, Jadine White looked like he had that one covered. But it is a corner now to defense force. Araujo, not for the first time, has gone over to the right side to take an in-swinger with his left. And here's the corner into the front post, punched away by White. Coriat, Keller stabs it out to Thomas. Thomas, upended but no foul, finds Molino. Molino, broken up. Back to Molino. Molino, what about... Ooh, and Leacock could not take that one under his spell. He would have been in on goal. One left, tried to control with his left foot. Probably should have put out his right. There are acres of space and time. Don't kick away the ball. He does long. And that's easily cut out. Francois for a throw to Cavalier in front of defense force bench. Laying on the ball. Over the top again. This time finding Ainsworth. And Ainsworth tried the reverse to Watson, but Watson had held up his run. And it's going to be easily collected by Biget in his box. He goes short to Keller. Actually, no, this is Gonzalez. Gonzalez on the ball, looking for a pass. Now decides to go direct to the right-hand side. Forbes cuts it out. Knocks it back to White. White clears. And the second ball won by Gonzalez. Leaves it short, but Araujo wins it. Plays it to Keller. Keller looking to find Leacock, but it was a wayward pass. Jadine White collects outside his box, passes it to Forbes. Forbes with time goes back to White. White has there a wide right, but looks like he's going to go long. And he does. This time to the right-hand side, looking for McCleary, and that's nobody. Puts his hand up. And now a triple change for defense force. I think A good move by the coach. They are second best right now to everything. Koriat is off. Sedu comes on. Saint Hilaire is off as well. And Kaheem Thomas is off as well. So both wingers have come off. Straight swap in midfield. Sedu for Koriat. Oliveira on. And Felix. So Felix comes on for Araujo to play left back. Sedu in midfield for Koriat. And it said Kaheem Thomas, but he's still out there. Saint Hilaire is off. And Oliveira comes on to play left side for Hilaire. So Thomas has gone out to the right. And Saint Hilaire is off. And Oliveira is on this left-hand side. So the whole left side gets swapped out. Poor clearance from Gonzalez, but his partner Francois deals with it for him. Good switch of play here. And here's the substitute. Oliveira, fresh legs. Shields McCleary from it. Good switch of play again to Thomas. Thomas closed down by Forbes. What can Thomas do? Thomas looking to take off a shot. Flips it with his left foot to the back stick. Nobody home. Wasted opportunity there. So they expected a overlapping run from the opposite side, but it was none forthcoming. Looks like Adrian Reed being called over to the technical team. Maybe he'll be coming on. Here's Leng, Dera. Cut out by Gonzalez. Watson. Wayward header. What a turn by Kaheem Thomas. Leaves Forbes for dead. Looking for Leacock, and he was on his heels. Leacock looks to be dragging a bit in the second half. Cavalier ease it back to Jadine White. Jadine White now to Dera. Dera on the ball. Just goes back to White. Really not many options for White, so he goes long. McCleary goes up for the header. Can't win it. Watson. Down the line. Mackenzie flicks it on. Gonzalez back to Piquet. Back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a loose touch. But well done by defense force. Good 1-2. Now Leacock. Good ball to Oliveira. Oliveira on the flank. One to beat. And that's a foul for sure on Watson. And he comes off worse. Or is that Leng? That's actually... No, that's Dera, sorry. So Dera looks like he's in some trouble. I think I know what could have happened there. But it's just pretty much a block by Dera. He was beaten. Would not allow the player to get by him, and he draws a yellow card for his troubles. A dangerous free kick. Substitute Oliveira causing problems on this left side. Shaquille Stein warming up. Wouldn't be surprised to see him. I started off the season a bit slow. Doesn't look to be in the same type of fitness and form as he ended the season last year. Close to coming very close to the penalty area with that challenge. And Molino over the ball here. It's a good set piece taker, so White has to be alert. Drop to the top of the 18, and it's swing and a miss. And this could be a break for Cavalier. It's a 3v2. Allen on the ball. Goes to the left-hand side. Here's Richters. Richters takes a... Richters put it back into the middle. And Massicott could not keep his redirected finish down. It floats over the top of the crossbar. And that was actually well done by Richters. I thought he was taking a shot, but he really was putting it back across the area. And Massicott Maybe it just came to him a bit too quickly for him to redirect it on target. Yeah, man, long ball specialist. People smash up the like button. Let's see where we reach. So we're over the 50 mark, people. Thank you so much for that. And there's a player down for defense force. I think it might be Gonzalez, center back. Ball back in play now. Defense force. Francois into midfield. Poor first touch, but he wins it back. Does Oliveira. Oliveira switches the play now to Thomas. They have switched wings again. Thomas back on the left. Fresh legs of Felix pushing the play down the left. And that's a foul by Allen on Molino. And it's going to be a double substitution for Cavalier. Stein and Adrian Reed coming on. Looks like Denzel McKenzie. Is McKenzie coming off? So Dera is coming off for Stein. And it looks like Denzel McKenzie is off for Adrian Reed. So definitely a little bit of reshuffling going to take place. I think maybe it will go to a back four. But let's see what Speed has in mind. I mean, Reed can play center back as well, so maybe they put him on the back three. And that's wide. Good footwork there that time by the substitute. Just came on. Bertrand. So Leacock came off. He looked to be struggling in the second half, must be honest. Not nearly as effective and influential as he was in the first. Looks like Watson might have been the one to take over at right back. They might have very well changed the system to a back four. Unless Watson just took over for Dera there in the right centre back role of the three. But we'll see once I see another phase of play, I will tell you. And Cavalier was lucky to get a foul here. Remember, a draw doesn't do them much good today. They really need the 3 points. This one's booted long. So it is a back four now, people. I think McCleary has gone to left back. Watson to right back. Over the top looking for Stein. And that barely gets into the area. It looked like it might have checked up on the grass, but Biget was good in the end. Here's Francois to Gonzalez. Gonzalez back to Biget. Biget back to Francois. Francois will go forward now into midfield. That's a good ball. Finds the feet of Oliveira. And now back to Francois. Gonzalez goes into midfield. And that was a decent attempt from defense force, but not the right execution. Ooh. And Sadu takes out Adrian Reed that time. Leng. Boom. Poor from Allen that time. Here's Felix. Poor from Felix. Here's Sadu on the ball. Good ball into midfield. Here's Molino in acres of space. Finds the feet of Oliveira. Oliveira. Back to Molino. Molino. Closed down well by Cavalier. Forbes straight up into the air. Bertrand tries to bring it down but can only put it in the direction of Cavalier, and that's a good one too. Here's Stein. Back to Ainsworth. Ainsworth into the box. Couldn't get the purchase on the cross to Massicat. Bigot cuts it out in the end. Throws it out wide and a poor control by Bertrand. Quick throw taken there to Ainsworth. Ainsworth on the ball, looking for options. Going backwards. Finds the feet of McCleary. McCleary is tripped up on the wing. It will be a free kick to Cavalier. Might as well put this one in the box. McCleary, another one of the unsung heroes for Cavalier. Just plays everywhere, anywhere the coach asks. Back stick. Massicat keeps it in, does well. Here's Reed in the box. Drops it out. Watson to the back stick. Flicked away by defense force for a throw right by the corner flag. Bertrand doing some defending there. Well done by Ainsworth. Staying on side here is Richter's. Richter's to the back stick. It's going to go all the way through to Massicat. Massicat by the corner flag. Left foot cross, not a bad one. The keeper spills it. And it came out to Watson, who leaned back on his shot. That's well over the top of the crossbar. Time score one from range in their last match in the competition. Couldn't get that one right. Defense force goal was scored by Kaheem Thomas. Kaheem Thomas scored their goal. Roblox gamer boy. Jadine White on the ball. Switches the play to Forbes. Forbes finds McCleary. McCleary will go central. Pushed off there by Gonzalez, but no call. One in the air by defense force. Now Richter's good flick on. Looking for Ainsworth again. Massicat does well to get on the end of this one. I showed the defender too much that time. And with Steen's arrival, Massicat has gone a bit to the right-hand side. So the ref really wants them to take the throw from the right spot here. In the end, they just go back to Leng. This is good football from Cavalier. He's free inside the box, dropped off to Watson, and it's blocked. And Gonzalez then clears before it gets out for a corner. Allen there passing in between the two players. So Keller will be coming off. Goddard will be coming on. Keller put in quite a shift today. Covered a lot of ground. About 17 plus injury time left to play. Cavalier must get the win. Yeah, they played 3 games after tonight. And Defense Force would only played 2. Henry, don't see Henry playing yet. I don't see Henry on the team. That one will be a throw to Cavalier, deep in their one half. It's thrown back to White. White plays it out to Forbes. Forbes will advance with the ball. That's a good ball into the channel by Forbes. Good ball again. Ooh, referee! Goal kick. Jaja. Francois might give away a penalty, you know. Oh, good no call. Good no call, ref. Beg me, I beg it out. Cavalier need a goal, people. Yeah, the worst way. Yo, I know right now, you're probably not thinking about fans because if you're not watching this game, you can see that there are no fans there. But for the next game against Bermuda people on the 14th of October, please wear your yellow, wear your green, please wear the national team colors. Please. The stadium getting nice and full for the campaign. We love that. But I'm telling you, if we coordinate the colors now up on top of that, people, the atmosphere go up a whole nother level. So from now, we have some weeks, and finally yellow clothes. If you don't want to buy a jersey, which are the best thing for wear, just make sure you wear yellow. Don't just turn up in a way you have on that day. Wear your yellow, go to work that day. Because the game then will be on Tuesdays, people. So it is what it is. It's going to be a work day. And you might not want to go home and get there too late. So either pack a yellow shirt or wear a yellow shirt that day. But know everybody have a yellow shirt at Jamaica on the live, you know. Foul by Oliveira. Cavalier really running out of time here. Down to just over 13 minutes plus whatever stoppage time is left to play after that. Like I said, a draw does Cavalier no good here. The most they could end on is 5 points, and they would need a whole bunch of help in order to come second with that amount of points. I don't even know if it's possible. Somehow Defense Force come away with it. Goddard, goods. Ooh, Thomas was afraid of laying that time, clearly. So, interestingly, Jaden White yet to go down in this half. Maybe because they need a goal. And that's basically the whole plan today. Drive that ball forward to the direct middle channel of the final third, and work with the scraps. That seems to be Cavalier's number one go-to tonight. Molino into midfield. Goddard. It's clear he has come on to just ease the tempo a bit today. That's well played by Seydou to Goddard. Goddard to Molino. Molino into midfield. Goddard. And Goddard doing too much of the ball there. Should have let it back off. And that's well played by Richters. Here's Allen. Allen now to Ainsworth. Ainsworth cuts back on his left foot. Goes inside to Reed. Reed finds the feet of Richters. Richters goes wide now to Massicat. Massicat back to Ainsworth. Massicat. Good 1-2. Ainsworth still on the ball. Flips it over the top. Looking for Reed. Reed heads it down. Now it falls back to Reed. Good slide tackle that time by Francois. McCleary back to Reed. Reed on the ball. Flips it to the back stick. And that's too far from everyone. Frustration there from Massicat. I think Raheem Thomas needs some treatment. The last clearance by Watson. I think he caught him on the follow through. And that's good fielding by, I think that was Oliveira, I believe. For call for the infringement. Gonzalez drives it into Cavalier's half. Still with it. Well cut out there, the pass, but falls to Felix. Felix panics a bit, goes up with it. Molino does well to hold possession. And it's kept in by Massicat in the end. And Molino trying to glide away from players, but Watson gets a foot to it. Goddard over the top. Well cut out by McCleary. And this should be a throw to defense force. Now it stays in, and now it's played out by Bertrand. It's going to be a throw to Cavalier. Ainsworth. That's a good turn by Stein. He's into the box. What can he do with it? Cut it back to the top of the box. Richters went for the strike and couldn't keep it down. Could he have played that slip pass to Massicat in the box alone? I'd have to see the angles and the replay again, but man, if you could have seen that extra pass, well done by Stein to just ride his defender. And he would have been onside Massicat if he could have just slipped it into him. He was being closed down at pace, but man, if he could have composed himself there, he would have seen that pass. And that's going to be a free kick to Cavalier. Allen over the ball here. And that's onside. Oh my gosh. Adrian Reed into the box. Brilliant composure by Ainsworth with the first touch and the simple finish into the side netting. And the 50 fans celebrate. Defense Force head coach is disappointed there. And let's see the replay. Allen to the back stick. First ball cleared. And Reed had just attempted the same type of pass, overhit it. Had his bearings right this time. And really, it was Leng clearing out some space. He got into a tangle with a defender. That's why the space was open for that ball to get there. Gonzalez and Leng wrestling in the box. And Ainsworth running from deeper. Definitely onside. And what composure there by Ainsworth. So Cavalier with a must win, and they're winning. It's 2-1, people. 2-1. 8 minutes now to go. Can Cavalier keep their heads? No defense force will try to get this one back level. You know, a loss not the end of the world for them, but it will drop them out of the top two with a game in hand. And that's brilliant football from Cavalier. They're down the left now. Ainsworth again, trying to find Stein. That time couldn't find him. And that's well played by defense force now. Here's Forbes. Good reverse pass. Molino being pressed from behind, and that's going to be a foul on Reed. You could see the shoulder barge from behind. He avoids a yellow card though. Hey, White, just concentrate on a brother. No bother with no foolishness, you know, man. So it looks like Francois fancies himself from distance here. Looks like he's gonna attempt something crazy. Look out, Rosed. Good strike. Ooh. That was well struck by Francois. And the deflection could have gone anywhere. Jadine White was looking towards his left post and hoping that went wide. I mean, that was really hit. I did not know your game, Mr. Francois. And it could have been a handball. I mean, what did that hit? Into the back stick. Good leap from Bertrand, but he can only flick it out for a goal kick to Cavalier. So 5 minutes plus stoppages left to go. Goals in this game from Kaheem Thomas of Defense Force. Massicott of Cavalier. Ainsworth with the go-ahead goal in the 82nd minute to make it 2-1 Cavalier. Schoolboy games. 2-1, that is it. Yeah, man, they needed this win. They did. Without winning this, them basically out, so they had to win. Here's Massicott again into the box. Way too much on that cross. Going to be a throw on the far side to Defense Force. Massicott has put in a serious shift today. Can tell the player is a very fit player. Good flick on by Bertrand. Here's Oliveira. Twisting and turning in the midfield. Still on the ball, Oliveira. Leaves that one short. Watson clears. Second ball won by Richters. Richters is taken out by Francois. And he's going to get a yellow card for that one. Now, who can strike the pile driver for Cavaliers now? Richters will need some treatment for this one. Coach, decide that people today. Bless up in a mall and what go on. Yeah, I watch the game, you know. So Massicat finally get a rest. Chad James is on. Former U20 representative. Richters runs over this one. Adrian Reed into the wall. James on the wing. It's a good ball to the box stick. He's free. Headed down to Stein. And it looks like an offside. How are you offside over that side, man? Molino crowded out again in midfield that time. Good ball from Ainsworth. Back to Ainsworth again. Here's Ainsworth, and that time, actually, that was Richter. Sorry. Very similar running style, and they're left footed. So sometimes can't tell which one is which. But that time, Richter's with a loose touch. That's a good ball. Ooh. Gonzalez did well to get something on that one. Reed loses it on top of the box. Well won back by Cavalier, though. That's cleared by Gonzalez eventually. It's going to be a throw to Cavalier. Frustrated head coach of Defense Force. Watson. James does well to beat one. Cuts it back into the box. And that's cleared. Good spin by Oliveira. And then a great challenge from Leng. And Oliveira is down. Felt that one. Forbes. Over to McCleary. So it was no foul. The ref just stopped play for Oliveira, but he's up now. So why are you backing up? Jeez. Brother, if it's a drop ball, why are you backing up to kick away the ball? Stand up in front of it so you can put it down and play. Oh, Stein. Put it in the goal. Jeez. 4 minute stoppage time, them say. Bring it offside this a chat. So 3 more minutes to hold out. No Defense Force going long. Leng deals with that one. James flicks that on to Reed. That one was already out of play. Gonzalez. Well won by Leng. Here's Thomas. That's a good diagonal. Well brought down by Bertrand as well. Spins McCleary out of his socks. Oh, Molino had the chance to equalize. Puts it over the top. That's brilliant football from Defense Force that time. And you'd expect Molino to be able to put that on target. And Jadine White, Cavalier has the lead now. So he's down. Oh my gosh, McCleary is beaten easily. And Allen at least made it difficult for Molino, but you'd expect him to put that on target. Just couldn't keep over it. work from Bertrand there, and Thomas playing the ball wide. Long up the field. One by defense for a second ball read. And a free kick given to Cavalier. Pushing the back by Gonzalez. Frustration on the defense force bench. I think Richter's fancies this one now. How bad Cavalier need this kick or this win? I might just play this pass into the corner. But it looks like he'll be a direct strike to goal. Pass approaching the 4 minutes. Molina gets a yellow after all of that. Probably had too much to say to someone. Richter's try a thing. Never quite work though. That's what I said. Play to the corner. Man said, battlefield look crowded. Silent night I go on. Yeah, second with a game remaining. Only when them need a goal. Them gone to second. Game time, people, it done. Speed a smile. So here are the updated standings after that one. As you can see, Cavalier jump over defense force, but they still have a -1 goal difference, and defense force still have a game in hand. So it's not smooth sailing or anything like that just yet. You see the other group, Mount Pleasant, in the driver's seat, 2 wins from 2. Mount Pleasant don't play again till next week, I think. Yes, they play Central next week. And then we'll be watching out for Defense Force Weymouth and Juventus de Caiz and Cibao. At this point, they just want Cibao to just win out here, man. Call it a day. That's Group A. Now Group B. This is current. Cibao in first. Only played 2 and they're on 6 points. 3 matches played for Cavalier, they're on 4. 3 points for Defense Force. 1 for Juventus de Caiz and no points yet for Weymouth Wales, who only played 1 game. So as you can see, coming up in this group in round 4, well, round 3, first and foremost, we have Juventus and Weymouth playing each other. So that's a big game. Juventus can join Cavalier on 4, or Weymouth can enter with a win or a draw. And then when we move on to round 4 now, obviously Cavaliers is off that round, but the Group B games will be Juventus and Cibao, and then Defense Force and Weymouth, and then the final round, Cavalier finish off against Weymouth Wales away, and Cibao and Defense Force. So they'll need a little bit of help, but that was the start. To get the 3 points, 7 points is a must for them to have a chance. So, they'll need some results to kind of go their way. But they needed to win. They got the win, so that's good. That's a good look. That's a good look. Speed of skin off him teeth. I want to see Cavalier play like this against Mount Pleasant and stop defending. It now go happen. Cibao are going to win all their games in their group. Yeah, I think so too. They look strong. They look like the strongest team in the group. See if we can get an interview. Got them talk to Massicat already. So him alone them talk to. Yo, chill. So I get no more. No coach, no attack. Well, looks like they're not getting any interview from the coach. GG Massicat in the building. You have to watch the game. I'm assuming that is your family. So big up to him for getting a goal tonight. I shut down the Discord people because looks like the coverage has ended. Make sure some get off of this as well. Yeah, people, so Cavalier did it. They needed the win. They got the win. So let me just show you guys one more time the updated standing in the competition. Group B, which is what we're looking at today. Cibao still in first. They are off this match week, but one more game to be played in this round that will be played tomorrow, and that is between Juventus de Cais and Weymouth Wales. So that will be a crucial one to see what happens there. Neither one of those teams can, well, they could potentially go over them on goal difference if Juventus was to win, because they'd have a 0 goal difference at the very least, and they would leapfrog Cavalier into second. So I guess a draw might be the best result in that game for that one. I would say, you want to keep them right there at 2 points if possible. And then that way, once you get to round 4, those two teams can't really catch Cavalier. Defense Force Weymouth Wales would be a crucial one as well. So yeah, a lot of football left to play. Mount Pleasant, as I said before, in a really good position, but they do have a tough one in Trinidad against Central coming up. And then they close out their fixtures with the match against O&M FC. Currently 1 win from 1, right? So that is a damn rep team. And those damn rep teams typically will have a nice structure at the football club, and they'll have players that can do some damage as well. But people, Cavalier had a must-win situation. They got the win. So I have to give them the credit there. Didn't start out the best, but I thought they grew into the game pretty well. And by the end, they look like the deserved winners of the game, to be honest. They still had some lapses. I thought Molino proved that in spurts, why he's, one of the better players to be exported out of Trinidad in the last, 5 to 10 years or so. MLS veteran. And you could see that his class is a different level at 34. Not the physicality that he used to have, but definitely the intelligence, the technique, the touch is still there. And he was, you could definitely see he's one of the better players on the field. And I thought, good work today by Ainsworth. Kept on, going at it, getting on the end of things, putting in some dangerous balls into the box. I thought Massicat was full of energy, full of endeavor. I thought Stein made a difference when he came on as well, just showing, having that focal point. There's a lot more situations that happened when he was in the game. So yeah, they need to get him back to full fitness. They look at a much different team when he's playing striker. So yeah, I think that's going to help them as they try to get their season kind of kick-started. It's been a slow start for them, but maybe this win today can, lead them into their next upcoming games. They have Treasure Beach at the weekend, so that should be a game they should be able to look forward to get some points on the board, or more points on the board, because they have not won in the Premier League since their first fixture of the season. Sorry, their second fixture of the season when they beat Arnett Gardens 3-2. But yeah, that's about it, people. From the National Stadium in Kingston. Sad to see the type of turnout that happened there, but it is what it is. Cavalier is not the most supported team, as people all know. But Defense Force game against Cibao in Dam Rep. Let me see. Yes. So this game will be at Cibao Stadium. The last game of the last round. I know it don't say it, but typically the team on the left side is the home team. So yeah, that game should be in Dominican Republic. Yeah, that one will be in Dominican Republic. I think Pleasant will be in the top 2. All Jamaica club are beat Trinidad club. As long as the Jamaica side beat anything from Trinidad, I'm okay. Yes, I agree. That game in Barbados won't be easy. Like I said, they had a good showing in the Shield. They fell short in the first Caribbean Cup match, but it was a good game for them. They could have got goals in that game. So yeah, I know right now they're at the bottom of the table, and that might make people think that should be a good win for us. But or for Cavalier, I should say. But yeah, you never know. You have to play the game them same way. All right, thanks for the subscriptions to the video as well. We greatly appreciate that. And I thank you all for the likes as well. Anybody who shared it, greatly appreciate that as well. But people, I figured I would just do the show tonight. I had some time, and you know, we don't get a lot of spotlight on the Caribbean Cup, so I wanted to go ahead and just have a platform for those who want to watch the game, who are reasoning about the game, and want to see if Cavalier can repeat the feat of last season by winning this competition. If not Cavalier, then Mount Pleasant. We'd like a Jamaican team to win this every season if possible. So Cavalier put one foot forward in terms of getting out of the group. Definitely had a sluggish start the first two, but we knew going into this that they would probably need 6 points after the start they had, and they're halfway there with a win. Now they'll have to sit back, see what happens in the rest of round 3, and then in round 4, and then return in round 5 ready to win another match when they travel to Barbados to play Weymouth Wales. So people, until next time, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some rest for the rest of the evening. Tomorrow there's some football going on, so we may have some time in the afternoon to do a watch along. We'll have some Champions League matchups to finish. The big one tomorrow probably gonna be Newcastle and Barcelona, so we'll probably turn up for that. Man City playing Napoli as well. That should be a good one. The return of Mr. De Bruyne back to where he called home for quite a number of seasons. So that's a good storyline as well. But football will happen tomorrow for sure. So look out for that. If you don't see me and any kind of watch alongs, look out for just a live show discussing the players, what they've been up to. You know, we're right in between the two windows. So we've been tracking players, seeing who's doing what. Quite a few players got on the score sheet or assisted last week on the weekend. So we're just going to talk about a few of those things, but just depends, people, what the vibe is like. You know, I love doing the watch alongs, talking the football in real time, but we do know it's a crunch time for the reggae boys. And don't forget reggae girls around the corner, so we have to start showing them some love as well. But people, I hate that, you know, respect to all of you lot in the building. I think at one point we got up into the 70s, 80s on the video. So good to see that people do care about the Jamaican clubs in the Caribbean Cup. As I said, it doesn't get much coverage out there in the YouTube world, but you know, I just love to watch football. I was gonna watch the game anyway, so I said, why not turn on the camera and hold a reason about the ball game? But Cavalier found the result. You know, it's never gonna be the prettiest with Sir Speed, but look, you cannot fight the fact that he finds results. You know, so another one finding the result, made some nice little tactical tweaks. I think they worked out well, and they were able to find the goal. So big up to Cavalier for getting the win. They're one more win now they're going to need, and a little bit of help. And let's see. That is the worry. That is the worry. We said they need to score goals in the next game. Yeah, right now they're on a -1. They need to get that to a +2, +3 if they could. I think that will be crucial. Anyway, people, big up on yourself. Thanks again for tuning in. Once again, Cavalier defeats Defense Force 2-1 to get to second place in the table. But they do have an extra game played on all the competition. So they'll have to wait and hold their breath until they meet again. They'll play Weymouth in round 5. Cibao will face Defense Force in round 5. So all to play for in the coming weeks, and we'll be here for it. All right, people. We have come to the end of the show. Once again, thanks so much for the support on the video. We greatly appreciate it. My name is Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until next time, people, we're gone. Big up yourself.